Minecraft 1.21 has 9 amazing new wolf types across the overworld, but all these variants spawn in different ways. No worries though, in this video I'll show you how to easily find, tame, and use them all. So Minecraft now has 9 wolf variants in it, and we can see them all here. This is the pale wolf, this is the chestnut wolf, this is the woods wolf, this is the striped wolf, this is the black wolf, this one is the snowy wolf, and you can see here the spotted wolf, the rusty wolf, and the ashen wolf. Now all these wolves spawn in different places, and I'll get into how to find each one very soon. But for now, how do wolves actually work? Untamed wolves can be fed meat if you want, and it'll even show heart particles. However, if these wolves are next to each other, unfortunately you may notice they do not breed. So even though they show those particles, it is impossible to breed untamed wolves. Which unfortunately also means it's impossible to, let's say, make a place where you breed wolves to then give to other players. Now you can feed them any type of meat you want, including things like rotten flesh, but this will not tame them. The only way to tame a wolf is with bones, so you want to right click on the wolf with bones in your hand, and every time you click on it there's a 1/3 chance to tame the wolf, which basically means on average you'll spend about 3 bones per wolf. Now that wolf was very greedy and took 9 bones. This one here, if we keep clicking, you can see there it just cost 2 bones. So that's how you tame the wolves. And of course, once they're tamed, they're going to follow you around and be your companions, and attack things that you punch. But if you're being attacked by something like this spider here, you can see that your wolves will come and hit it for you until it's dead. However, of course, sometimes your wolves are going to be hit by that mob, and their health is indicated with their tail. So to feed the wolves and make their health replenish, this is what you use anything but the bones for, so things like rotten flesh or raw mutton. Now once they are healed, they do display the hearts and then do enter breeding mode. It's really awesome because in the newest versions of Minecraft, you can actually feed wolves a much larger variety of foods. So generally it's only meats or rotten flesh, and this does include cooked meats. But now it also includes fish, so if you want to, you can feed your dogs things like raw cod, but even beyond what you could feed, let's say, a cat, you can even feed them tropical fish, or watch this, puffer fish. So if you want to have your dogs live off of a puffer fish diet, for some reason you can now do that in Minecraft. But on to actually breeding them. This striped wolf and the chestnut wolf bred and created this baby striped wolf. What determines which baby spawns? Well, it's a 50% chance the baby will look like one parent or the other. So it's just a 50-50 chance whether or not it would look like the chestnut wolf or whether or not it would look like the striped wolf. However, this breeding functionality is quite different from villagers. So if we tame these 2 wolves, this snowy wolf and this black wolf, and we make them breed with pufferfish because why not, the baby is never going to look like anything other than a black wolf or a white wolf. So they will never switch their type based on the biome they're in. So the baby wolves you can see are tamed to the parents, and also when we feed them there's those little green particles, and that makes their grow up timer be 10% less. So you can get yourself a big pre-tamed wolf army by simply breeding your already tamed wolves. But let's say you had 2 different players that own the 2 different dogs, and the one dog bred with the other dog. Well, which owner would get the puppy? It's actually a 50-50 chance. So if you want to try and get some other wolf types from your friends, try breeding your wolf with the other wolves and not having creepers interrupt the occasion. So that's the basics of how wolves work in Minecraft. Now let's get into how to find each one of these 9 variants and the biomes that they spawn in. The pale wolf has gone from the only wolf there is to actually a not very common type. You see, the only place you're going to find the pale wolf now is in the taiga biome. not even the taiga biome variants, just the plain taiga biome. Now when exploring through this biome, it is pretty easy to spot packs of the wolves, and that's because the pale wolf spawns in packs of 4. So if you see one pale wolf, unless the other one's died, you're always going to find a total of 4 wolves in that area. So we found 2, let's take a look around and see where the other 2 have wandered off to. It looks like there's another one over here, and looks like both of them are over here. As you can see, they're not incredibly rare inside of this biome, so that's how to get the new pale wolf. You can even customize its collar with dye if you want. How do you find the chestnut wolf? Well, this one is actually quite a bit more complicated. You see, there's a certain biome we have to look for, and that's the old growth spruce taiga. Now this biome has large sort of Christmas tree looking trees with foliage all the way up forming a bit of a triangle. Now there is another biome just like it called the old growth pine taiga, and this is not the biome we want to go in for this, but you can see it's similar except for the leaves are more towards the top of the trees and they form small points. So when you found yourself an old growth spruce taiga, we can adventure through it to try and find some of these wolves. And it looks like there's some chestnut wolves over here. So chestnut wolves have this appearance, as you can see. To me they sort of look like German shepherds, but really could be any sort of dog that has that coloring. Now you can see there's 3 here, but they spawn in groups of 2 to 4. So you'll always find at least 2 to breed, but there could be up to 4 of them in a pack. Now of course these are tamed like all the other wolf types, but the one problem with locating this dog is that this biome can be hard to find. So let's quickly go over how we can find these difficult biomes. To do this, you want to go to chunkbase.com, although of course you can use a different seed finder program. Then you want to put in your seed, and of course scrolling down it can be hard to see how to find what you want to. You want to go down here though to highlight biomes and check that and write in the one you're looking for. For an example, we could do the old growth spruce taiga. So now everything is pastel and whited out, except for the biome that we're looking for. And of course you can find your closest section of it, making sure it's not too small, we want a decent size, and then you can find the coordinates of these rare biomes and find yourself that wolf variant. How do we find the woods wolf? And this sort of answers the question, what type of wolf is the easiest to find now? And I would say that is the woods wolf. And this is because they spawn exclusively in the forest biome, which is an incredibly common biome across the Minecraft world. Now in exploring through this biome, we have a good chance of finding the woods wolf. The woods wolf spawns in groups of 4, so let's see if we can find all 4 of them. There's 1, there's 2, the 3rd one's here under the tree, and the 4th one's over here, sort of running away. Maybe it wants to stay wild. So this dog is supposed to look like a Eurasian wolf, and it has these white legs and white markings on it, which really can make it resemble quite a few dogs. And please leave in the comments below which wolf type is your favorite, and what dog types do you think these are representing? The Badlands. That is, the wooded Badlands. This is not a biome that any unique mob spawned in before this point, so it's pretty cool that the Badlands now have an additional use of being able to find this wolf type in them. But it is only in the wooded Badlands variant, marked out with coarse dirt and just a low cover of small oak trees on top of a plateau. After exploring around this biome for a long time, we can find, even if they're hiding, the striped wolf. These striped wolves, or hyenas, do not live alone at all. In fact, they spawn in groups of 4 to 8, and that is an incredibly large number, as of course you could maybe only find one of these and then look around and suddenly there's 8 more. So if you want to have an instant pack of wolves, getting a pack of hyenas or striped wolves could be a great idea. To find the black wolf, we need to go into the other type of old growth taiga. This is the old growth pine taiga, again characterized by small pointy groups of leaves on the very top of large taiga trees. So once we've found one of these biomes, and again any of these rare biomes, I would definitely suggest using Chunkbase, we can now explore through it to try and find the black wolf. Well, finally, after looking all over this crazy pine taiga generation, we have found some of the black wolves. We can find up to 4 here, but there may only be 2. Now you can see that the black wolves look in appearance a lot like a black Labrador or other pure black dog breeds. This is one of my favorites just because of the high contrast between its eyes and its fur, but also because of how menacing and dangerous it looks, and its texture being fairly similar to that of Blackstone. So wolves also teleport to you if you get too far away from them, like you can see that one did right here. And you can stop this ability by just letting them sit by right clicking on them or interacting with them. But let's go on to finding the next wolf type. The snowy wolf does not spawn across all snowy biomes, and in fact this wolf type is the rarest, with the snowy wolf only spawning in groups of 1, and also spawning rarely inside of only one biome, the Grove. Now how do you know if a biome is the Grove or not? Of course, you can always check your F3 coordinates, but there's a few ways to finding it. Now the Grove biome is often around mountains, but it can be identified because it uniquely has powdered snow in it, and also the ground is snow blocks instead of grass. So if you find an area with a lot of taiga trees that are just planted in blocks of snow, not just layers but blocks as well, that is a grove. Actually, they're also often confused with the snowy fox right here, which also spawns in this biome and does not look entirely different to the snowy wolf. Here it is, this is the snowy wolf. Now of course we can now tame it with bones, and you can see what a sort of white texture this dog has, with hints of there being darker grays, really making it resemble a Arctic wolf. Now this is meant to look like the wolves that would be high up in the Arctic, and of course because of that it has this great camouflage with the snow. But once you've found one of these amazing and also rarest dogs in Minecraft, you can now use it all across your world and breed it with other dogs to have that 50% chance of a snowy wolf puppy. This wolf is another one of my favorites, as it kind of looks like an upgraded, brighter texture of the old pale wolf. Now the savanna is of course a very warm biome, but also a very large one. And because of this, the dog that spawns here, the spotted wolf, is not always commonly found, but when it is found, it's in large groups. So the groups it can spawn in is from 4 to 8, and it looks like we got a group here of a large number, likely 8. And if we go around here, you can see this dog has a very interesting texture, to me almost resembling the tabby cat. However, that's actually not at all what this texture was based off of. It was based off of the African wild dog. And if you look at that dog, it actually does resemble this texture quite a bit, so it makes sense why we have this sort of patchwork colored dog as the type found in the savanna. Because it's found in the savanna, you can also find the armadillos in this biome and get yourself some wolf armor fairly easily. And if you want to learn more about armadillos and wolf armor, I'll have a video coming out about that soon. Now nowhere near as common as the spotted or striped wolf, the rusty wolf spawns in groups of 2 to 4 inside of the sparse jungle, and its appearance is meant to be that of an Asian wild dog, also known as a dhole. This dog's texture is another one of my favorites. This dog to me looks a bit like a corgi, but tell me in the comments below which dog breed this most reminds you of. It's also interesting, with these wolf types in Minecraft, we get a better idea of what different biomes are meant to represent. For an example, these being Asian wild dogs, the sparse jungle biome is perhaps meant to resemble that of the jungles inside of Southeast Asia. But either way, it's a great dog that adds a lot to this biome, and is one of my favorite because of its beautiful and bright orange appearance. But now let's find the 9th wolf type inside of Minecraft. Now just like the pine taiga and spruce taiga variants both spawn their own wolf types, we also have the grove and the snowy taiga both spawning their own wolf types, even though these two biomes are very similar. So you do not want to be in the grove biome with these snow blocks if you're looking for the ashen wolf. You want to be in the standard snowy taiga with grass blocks. The ashen wolf is fairly common across the snowy taiga, And the snowy taiga was a biome that the old pale wolf used to spawn in. Now if you do find the Ashen wolves, which we just found a group of here, you'll notice that they are a grayer version of the normal wolf, and as that achievement just said, you can get the whole pack achievement from taming every single wolf type. So that's how you get all 9 wolf types, but you'll notice here with the Ashen wolf, it actually only ever spawns in groups of 4 across this biome. So if you find one of these, it did originally spawn with at least 4, and there should be 3 others around. The Ashen wolf is meant to look like the northwestern wolf, but to me sort of resembles a husky, and I really like the idea of having a kind of husky dog army inside of Minecraft. And that is another feature of wolves, of course. You can breed a large number of them by just simply giving their favorite food to 2 tamed wolves, and their babies will of course be tamed to you, and then you can use that large number of wolves as a wolf army to attack mobs you want them to. For an example, punching some of these mobs here, we could get the wolves to go after them, and of course you can heal them with rotten flesh if they get hurt at all. In another video I'll cover more about wolf armor and all the other things you can do with them, but for now that's how you get all 9 different wolf types in Minecraft. If you enjoyed this video with all our amazing furry friends, make sure to give it a like, subscribe to see more content like this, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye!